Hello, this is Carl again. Today we're going to go over the red text checkbox and also regular expressions. First, the red text checkbox, when you have this checkbox checked, it'll take your searches from 1, 2, 3, and 4 and make them red. So let's just say we're looking for the word help. We can see it made help red. Now here's help, but it's whelp, and it made the help part of it red. Helped is not help, but it has help in it. And here help is twice, so it made both of them red. Let's go back to the search dialog. Press an Alt-1 to get into the text box 1. And I'm going to use a parentheses around the word help. And I'm going to search for this. When you use parentheses, it will underline whatever you have in the parentheses. So we had the word help. Now you can see here, help is not red and it's not underlined because it only does the first one. Okay, let's just take this and put the parenthesis around HE and leave LP. You can see the HE is underlined, the LP is still red. And here again, this one has no red. Okay, let's start over and let's try something different. Now, under here we had the acronym tool and we did the Valentine one. And we could see in here that the V is in parentheses, but it's followed by a dot and a star and a question mark, a space, a dot, a star, and a question mark. So you can see that all the letters in Valentine are in parentheses. So when we search for it, all the letters of Valentine here, the first one, because here we have a V, an A, and here's another A. That one's not underlined. Here's another A, an L, and the next L is not underlined. Here's an E. This E is not underlined. That E is not underlined. This A is not underlined. So it's only getting the first one. But it also had highlighted or turned the whole thing red to that last match. Let's start back over again. Now there are certain searches that you don't want to do with parentheses. Whenever you're using like wildcards, like this one, for example, this is very complex. What we actually have here, this is a regular expression. The parentheses is saying we're looking for something that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 periods. The period is a special character, which means one character. So it could be anything as long as it's one character. And we have 5 of them there. So it's looking for 5 characters. And then we have one more character outside of that with a star. Now the star means 0 or more characters of the previous character. So whatever it's finding, it's going to find 5 more, or 0 to whatever number of characters. This \1 here, this is a special character in itself, the 2 characters together. And it's actually going to be looking for the first set of parentheses. So if this was a \2, there would be another set of parentheses, like we had V and A. So a \2 would be looking for another A. So whatever it finds, whatever these 5 characters are that it finds, it's going to have to find it again with this \1, and find it again with this \1, and find it again with this \1, find it again here. So we're looking for the same word. And this one here, let's do a search with the red text. You know what? Let's turn off the red text first. And I'm going to look in the book of Genesis because I don't want to go through the whole Bible with this regular expression. Maybe I could have. Now, it's not in red text, so I don't really know what it was looking for. But it's a word. Well, it's not necessarily even a word. It could be like space and space. That's 5 characters right there. Is the word and. 1, 2. Well, I don't actually remember how many ones there was in there either. So we've got, well, this would be the first one. This would be the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. So it would have 10 of them. Let's go back to the reader. So whatever it found, there's 10 of them in here. And the word and, I don't see that in here 10 times. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you have to remember it's catching the spaces also. So let's go to the next verse. The word the, I don't see that in here like 10 times, but there's a lot of ands. So let's try and. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this time it's picking up and the 2 spaces, the one before and the one after. So it can do that. Now let's do the search again, and this time we're going to put on the red text. Red text is going to cause a problem because of the wildcards and these \1s referring back to this. It's just the way that it's set up. And I'm probably going to freeze the computer too. So let's give it a little try. This is telling me that my time limit is set for 30 seconds. So I'm going to put you on pause for a little bit, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, I got an error report. And when you get an error report in Carl's Bible Power, this one I know why. It's because of this regular expression. But you can click the OK. And down here, I'm seeing the problem. It's constantly throwing in and 13. Or it's 13. We come up to the top. It starts at 13 space AN. So that's what it's picking up. That's 5 characters. And it's trying to throw them back onto the verse and make them underlined, but it can't do that because of the way the program's set up. So that's why we're having a problem with this one. This kind of a search you don't want to do. Now, did I lose everything? Let me see if I can start over. Look at that. I have another. I'm going to cancel that one. See, I'm getting so many errors right now that I really just need to shut this down. And refresh it. If I was doing work and I had a bunch of work saved, or it wouldn't be saved at this point, I would have lost it all. So this is something that's important that you know not to do some strange parenthesis matches. If you're using letters, that's fine. I really put this in here for the acronyms, and I'm not sure if you would really need to use parentheses for anything else. So let me do Control Alt Delete, open up Task Manager, and I'm just going to Google Chrome and end the task. Okay, now I'm going to start it back up again. This is my OBS that I'm using to do video recording. And it's not starting for me, but my Strong's Bible or my Bible Power is right there. I'm going to press F11 to make it full screen and go back to the search dialog. And I don't know why it keeps on resizing on me. Now, when you've got a problem like this, you can click on the About and it'll line up the page the way that it's supposed to be. And I'm going to start over. I didn't want to do that one. So basically, that's how your red text works, and it highlights everything. Here I have a different one, and with \1s. I believe this is also going to cause me problems because of the \1s. Let's give it another try. Okay, this says you cannot put in could not put in red text. Okay. So it just stopped that on its own. This time it stopped it on its own, and I don't have to worry about the error. And let's clear this out. And you'll see it actually unchecked the checkbox before it proceeded. Now, we'll reset it. And we're going to go over some regular expressions right now. You can see there's a whole bunch of different things here that we need to go over today. This is the quick reference. The \1 is not actually in my help file, but I'll go over those backslashes a little bit. Okay, the square brackets, any character enclosed. Now, when you're on here, you can actually click and you can get more help. And you can click on these and it'll throw it in there for you. So we actually have examples here. We did a Nebuchadnezzar one before. This one is actually a little more complex because it's also involving the curly brackets and the \B, which we didn't get into yet. So we're going to go in with this one, TRU, which means the word has to have a TRU in it. And then we're looking for the next characters, LETS. Now, because this is in the square brackets, it's only representing one character. So it would be either TRUL or TRUE or TRUT or TRUS. It'll be one of those that it has to find. So let's just do the search. And you know what? Let's make this a little more interesting. I'm going to put this curly bracket in parentheses just so we can see the red. Here we have an L. You see, it found the L, and truly. Okay, I know why. See, this time it found a T, but the first T that was in the search was right here. So it really should have underlined that one, but since it's underlining the first one, it finds that one. Very interesting. It's the way the program works. I'm not saying it's right or not, but it's how it works. There's another L. Here's another one where it got the first T. Here's an E. And there's another one with the first T and E and E and E. And you can see how it's just picking up one letter after the U. Now, if I come over here and since these square brackets is equaling one character, I can put a plus or an asterisk. If I put an asterisk, it would find 0 or more. If I put a plus, it finds 1 or more. So now we're going to find 1 or more of any of these characters here. So let's try that again. We have truly, truth, truly, truth, true, truth, true. Now it looks like it's only finding one, but this word is not like having a whole lot of those letters in it. So let's come back here and we're going to add in a couple more letters, like truth has an H and truly has a Y. So now we should see a couple others pop in there too sometimes. Here's truly, and it has the Y and the L and the Y underlined. And truth has the T and the H underlined. Truly, truth, true. So here's only one because it was one or more. So now you can see how that's working. And I think I've explained that somewhat well, except let's try something different. Let's go A to T. So now it's going to look for a range. It'd be A, B, C, all the way up to T, one or more characters. And it's going to be followed by let's do the vowels. And we'll search for that. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. You can tell this is taking a little while. Page is unresponsive. Yes, I am going to wait because I'm sure it's responding somehow. Now it says, do I want to continue with the search? So it's been 30 seconds now. And click cancel to stop the search. The current 18,127 search results will be displayed without red text. The last verse checked was Isaiah 25:9. Okay, and it looks like we are making red text now. I'm just going to continue. And this probably won't take more than another 30 seconds. So I'm going to put you on pause and bring you back when it comes through. Okay, it did come through. And I actually had gotten another page is unresponsive, please wait, or reload the page or whatever it said. And I waited, and it just another couple more seconds, and we got the results. So a T and an H is proper. So it found a G, and it was followed by an O. And you can see actually 31,102. That's the entire Bible. It found every verse in the Bible had that. And it really didn't do much, did it? It's picking up God. Oh, there's a so. It could pick up a whole bunch more words if I didn't have the parenthesis thing on there. So now, let's go over the quick reference again. And here's the curly brackets. Let's look over the curly brackets. the curly brackets represent the quantities that you're looking for. So this one here would be a D with 2 E's after it. This will come in handy like for one with a 10. But when you put 2 numbers in it with a comma in the middle, it's looking for 2 to 4 of them. A minimum of 2, but no more than 4. This is specifically 2. If there's more in there, it's not part of the match. And this one here, you're looking for a minimum of 10, but it could be any other number after that. Now here this one here, because this is a like a wild card, it means any character of any kind. It's looking for a minimum of 425 of them. So this kind of a search would end up getting me 425, all the verses that have 425 characters or more. So let's put in here, instead of the plus, let's put in a bracket and say we want to have 7 or more. And let's do that search and see what it comes up with. Yeah, we will wait. Continue waiting. Okay, we found something, sanctified. And you can see these are all letters from A to T, and then it's followed by a vowel. Generations. This G is actually underlined, but you can't see the underline because it's hidden by the G. But it's followed by a vowel, and they're all from A to T. These letters are all from A to T, and it's followed by an E. Now, we can also go back. We could put a curly bracket here with a 2. So that's a minimum of 2 vowels. It's looking for 2, not just 1 now. And we'll see what we get. Okay, sanctified has an I and an E after it. Generations has an I and an O. Conception has an I and an O. And so forth. You can see there's 2,329 verses that would match that. You know what? Let's go back to our recents. And this one here is the one I just did, and that's the one I did before. So that one there showing me there was 11,767 on that one. And that one was all of them. So let's go over something else, because there's searches that you probably won't ever do anyway. Now here we have the square brackets with this caret inside. Normally, the caret's right here. Normally that means the beginning of a string. Let's go over what a string actually is, okay? This is your typical Bible verse. Here it starts with a number, then there's a space. Sometimes there's more than one number there, like 118 or something, or 35. But it starts out with a number, then there's a space after the numbers and the verse. So the beginning of the string would be the number, which is an 8. So let's start over, and let's put in the caret sign, and we're going to put in a number. Let's go, well, let's just do 1. And then we're going to hit a space. Now, when I click this, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to find all the verses that begin with 1 and have a space after the 1. So it's going to be the first verse of every chapter. The last video, we did one with the first and 2nd verses. This is just the first verse. And you can see the chapters right over here in this button here. Every time I push this, it goes to the next chapter, but it's just the first verse. Now we can also do this. We can go with the square bracket, 1 and 5. No, let's make that a 1 and a 6. Now, what do you think is going to happen here with the space? This is going to find all the first verses and all the sixth verses. So 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, all throughout the whole Bible. So there we are at 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, 26, 31. So this gives us 6,704 verses. And this would be a much better view of the Bible. Like if you wanted to do something compact. This is skipping every 5th verse. So it'd be like 1 and 6. So there's 1, you got 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 6th verse. And then 7, 8, 9, 10 are missing. So you have the 11th verse. And so forth through the whole Bible. So like even when we get to Psalms, so let's I don't know. Okay, in this search reader, we can also type. We know that there's a psalm in here, and we can just click this to go right to a psalm. And here we are, Psalm 1:1, and actually 119. Now, when we look through 119, we can see we're not just getting verses 1 and 2 this time, like we did in the previous example. We're getting a whole bunch of verses in here, so it's a more versatile way to get a condensed version of the Bible. It's you get more verses that way. Let's go over this one here. This one here, when you're using it with the caret inside the square bracket, the caret is now changing what the values are in here. It's saying whatever's in the square brackets, we don't want it next. Something else, but not that. So when we do seek, I just clicked on that and it put it down here for me so we can actually use it. It says it finds the word seek, but not seeketh. So let's go with search, and we found seek, seek. Okay, let's go back to search. Let's try something different here. Let's try seeketh in this box. We're going to put this one in parentheses to see what underlines. We have seek, and it found something that wasn't seeketh. It was a space. Here down here is seeketh. That one didn't get any red text though. Now this one here is different because seek comes after seeketh. The first seeketh didn't find, so it changed that one to red text. But seeketh, or seek, is underlined because it's the first seek that matched. A little confusing that way, but that's how the red text is working. And here's another one. Seek, seeketh is over here. And this is the last one too, because remember our search required to have seek and seeketh. This one here requires seek with one character that's not an E, and this one requires seeketh. So we needed both in the search. Okay, let's go to the dollar sign. The dollar sign is the end of the string. So if you want to find something that has the end of the string, like here's a question mark. If you wanted to find something where that last character was a question mark, you can. Okay, this one here, I'm not sure how I figured that one. Oh, it put it in the reference. That's how I figured that. So when we're searching references, references are a string also. Let's go back to the reader. See the reference here, it starts out with the name of the book, the chapter, and the verse. So when it ends, it would be this last, the 0 would be the last one in this. So if that's only going to find 5, then it's going to find the 5th reference, the 5th verse. And because there's a colon here, it's not going to find like 55 because there's only one character of a 5 in there. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Okay, well, this one here is also in a reference, and this one here finds every verse that ends with a semicolon or a colon. So I'm using the square brackets here to put in 2 different characters. So it would be a semicolon or a colon. It would have to end with that. So let's try that search, see what that one gives us. Okay, you see this one ends in a colon, but this is also like making red everything. So all the colons and semicolons are becoming red. So you can see these are all ending in the colon and semicolon. Okay, let's go back to the quick reference. And the quick reference is really good for you because it's easy to just click on and get some information. What this is actually doing, I think, is coming down here and pulling up a next help file when I click on these. So the star brings me over to here. And the star means 0 or more of any of these characters. So here I have vowels. Here I have a whole bunch of letters, but it's only one. But it has to start with a Z. So it finds the letter Z followed by 0 or more vowels or a Y. That A confused me for a second. Followed by one consonant. So these are all the consonants and these are all the vowels. So we need to find something that has a Z, and it's in Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. And it has one or more of these. I can think of Zion off the top of my head. Zar, Ozias, and Ezekias, Zerubbabel, Ezur. Now we can do something different too. If we take a look at the word boundaries, that means that the word would have to start with or end with. So if I wanted to start with a Z, I would put a \B there. That means it has to start. It's not looking for another character. It's just looking, let's start with a Z. So let's search that one out. Zara starts with a Z. Zerubbabel and Zabulon, Zebedee, Zacchaeus, Zebedee. So you can see how they're starting with a Z. Because it's a \B. Now, that's a lowercase b. The uppercase B, when we look at our quick reference guide, is for a non-word boundary. That means the Z has to be in the middle. It's not going to find something that begins with a Z. It's going to have to find something that doesn't begin with a Z. So let's look at that one now. So we don't have those others that were beginning with the Z. Ozias does not. These do not. So we can see now that the backslash capital B and the backslash lower B are working. Let's start over, and we're just going to go with our quick reference guide again. Now there's something I don't show on this, but we have a question mark and an asterisk, and they can work together. Let's do this. We're going to go with a dot star. Okay. Let's make it 3 dots or 4 dots and a star. So that means it's going to find 3 characters for sure, or 0 or more of the 4th character. And the 4th character can be any character because it's a wild card. It's an any character card. And because this is going to select a lot, I'm just going to go through the book of Genesis again. We do our search. So you can see now the whole verse is red. This whole verse is red because the asterisk is taking up as many of the characters as it can. They call that being greedy. However, you can change that. You add a question mark after an asterisk or even after a plus, and it'll choose the minimum. So let's see what we get this time. Okay, it did not choose the minimum, did it? But it did leave out the last 2. Unless that's my red text thing doing that. That could be my red text doing that. Let's try a plus instead and see what that does. Okay, that didn't leave me with any. Oh, there's a black period. There's a couple black S's. Well, in the world of regular expressions, that won't happen. But with my red text matching or deal, it looks like it is. Okay, well, we had the asterisk as 0 or more occurrences. The plus is 1 or more occurrences, but the question mark is 0 or 1 occurrence. So that would be like for if you were spelling a word, like let's say come, but you're not sure if it has 2 M's or 1. So you put the question mark in there. And here's become. There's come, and we can see it only has 1 M. Now let me go and see if there is something that's COMME. If that's a match, commended. See that? So that's on Genesis 12:15 at verse 3:14. This here's the number of the verse 3:14. So let me take this off of here, and I'll do this search again. 3:14. So it got it either way. That would be 0 or 1 M, and it found that M. So just wanted to show you that it will find that M. Okay, let's see if we have any more that we can talk about. Okay, let's go with the or. The or is interesting because we can say working or worketh. You know what? I don't need to put the parentheses on it. Nothing. Wow, I would have thought one of those words were in there. How about we do something different? Speaking, speaketh. I'm pretty sure speaketh would be in there. There's speaking. There's speaketh. Oh, you know why? It's probably because I had Genesis in here too, so I was only looking for Genesis. So now we can also parenthesize these, and that will look for speak or speaketh. And let's go to the reader again. And this is followed in my heart unto you. And there's a comma. So let me just go in my heart. In my RT. So now it's going to pick speak or speaketh, followed by in my heart. No, did I spell that wrong? I can restore my previous search results. Go back to the reader. Oh, in mine heart. I'm just going to copy this, make it easier. And we'll come back here. And now when I search for it, it's spelled correctly this time. I've got it. Look at that. Speaking in mine heart. And that's the only result we have here. Okay. Let's start this one over. Go to our quick references again. And we went over the curly brackets. We also went over this, the backslash. There are special characters that you need to backslash. It's pretty much all the wild characters and brackets that we were talking about. Your parenthesis, both the right and the left and the left square bracket and right and the left curly bracket. If you're trying to find a backslash in the Bible somewhere, or the pipe, which is or for the or a period. So if you don't want to use the period as a wild card, you actually want to look for a period, you need to put a backslash in front of it. If you want to find the plus sign, you would have to put a backslash in front of that. And the same with the question mark and the asterisks. They all would need backslashes. So if I would put a parenthesis, and let's just put that, and I don't put another parenthesis in there, I'm going to have a problem. Check your search inputs. It appears the regular expression is not expressed correctly. Okay. Well, that's because I did not put the backslash in. Try the backslash. This time we have it. There are five verses that have the word that and a parenthesis. That was a guess too. I didn't even know that. Now we could also do this. Put in a square bracket, put a backslash square bracket, backslash square bracket on the right, the backslash curly bracket, and that backslash curly bracket. And we know there's parentheses, so we're not even going to bother with that. We know there's question marks and periods, but we don't know about pluses and a backslash for an asterisk. And then we put the other curly bracket. So now it's going to look to see if we can find any of those characters in the Bible. And we'll go with this. It didn't. Those characters aren't in the Bible, so no need to even bother searching for them. Now, let's look for a capital letter X. Moving that off there so it doesn't ignore the case. Did you know there's no capital X in the King James Bible? Wow, now you do. But there is a lowercase x. Sixth day. There's 1,326 verses that have a lowercase x. There's something else we can do. Perhaps we want to find out how many verses have more than one x. Any idea how to do that? Well, first of all, we type in our first x. Then we need to allow for some other characters to be in there with a star asterisk. And then we just type in another x. So now we can hit the Alt equals and do a search. And look, we have 110. Now let's go back and we'll try this again. This time we want to find out if there's 3 x's in one verse. Any idea how to do that? Dot star with another x. Yes, we do. We have 11 of them. And this is at least 3. There could be more than 3. So let's go back and do another search. And we're going to find out 4 x's. This time we are only finding 2. So let's just make sure. And we're going to look for a 5th x. Don't have any. So 4 is the maximum number of x's in any single verse. Now, let's take this away, and we're going to do like a parentheses, and then A to Z, A to Z. Remember, A to Z words can also have a hyphen, and we're also going to put an apostrophe in there. And we're going to say we want 7 with a \B. So it's going to be a 7-character word followed by any characters. I'm going to put this in parentheses. I'm going to do the \1 here. And then I'm going to put a curly bracket in here. I'm going to call this 5 with another curly bracket. So it's going to have to find 5. Well, this will be your first word that's 7 characters. And then your \1 5 times, so that means 6. So the same word that's 7 characters long 6 times. And we can check to see if that's in the Bible. We have it 4 verses like that. So I'm not sure which words they are, but it was 7 characters, 7-character word, 6 times. So kingdom has 7 characters. There's 1. No, it's not that. You know, against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there we have 7 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I said? Yeah, 6 times, right? Yeah, 6 times. 5 plus the 1. So let's go back to the reader again. That was the word against. The next verse, am I seeing any word that looks like it's in here a lot? Thereof. Haha. Here I'm seeing 3 of them right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. Thereof. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's actually 8 of them in this one. Or is that 9? But anyway, that was 6, right? I keep forgetting. It's not good. Yeah, 6. The 5 plus the 1. So this is just another example of how powerful regular expressions are, that you can use them for all kinds of different things and different ways to search. Okay. Yeah, when you click on these things, it just goes down the line with this for your more specific help. Okay. Now, there's something else I just wanted to show you. I'm going to look for a parenthesis, no, an apostrophe S in the Bible. And I want to see where the first ones are. That one's not too bad. 76 verses in, wives. Okay. Let me go back and search again. This time I'm going to go wife with a \B. Okay. So the 76th verse, wives, it's calling this, the word boundary is the E on this side of the apostrophe. So a lot of times you would see when I am showing you, like, this here is like not an A to Z, with the lower and upper cases. Some words also contain a hyphen and an apostrophe. So that way we're not getting any of those other things in there. Like I can't just throw \B and expect to find just that word, because it could find wives like it did there. So when you're doing like for a whole word search and you want it to be 100% accurate, you can use this kind of a setup just to find that word. So the phrase maker does that, and phrase maker does it something like that. So that should conclude our tutorial on regular expressions and the red text box. If there's any more questions or anything else you need to see, you can write a couple of notes in the comments below. And I thank you for watching this. The next thing we're going to be talking on will be the search reader. We went over the search reader somewhat in the previous ones, but there's some other things in here that are worth noting. So we'll be going over this next time. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.